What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a great day out there, guys. That's right. We got our hands on the new Rlaarlo AK787. We're going to check this thing out, get out of the box, go over some things on it. And I want to send a big thank you to Rlaarlo for sending this out. Excited to check this thing out. Been seeing a lot of cool pictures and some videos on this thing so far, and it just looks awesome. So we're going to take a look at it, so stay tuned, everybody. Real quickly, we're going to go over a couple things on the front of the box here. Number one, that I know a lot of people have asked me that I wasn't sure. Yes, it is a 10th scale. It is 4-wheel drive. It's not an active wing, but it is an adjustable wing, which looks really cool, and I'm excited to check that thing out. It has some decoration disc brakes on here. It says 160 kph after upgrading to gears and electronics. And we're going to take a look and see what all parts are in here and what we all get, but definitely one awesome-looking car. So let's get this thing out of here and check it out. All right, well, in normal Rlaarlo fashion, got some beautiful packaging here, the cases they provide. The car is in just an awesome case and setup they put together. But let's get this thing unzipped here. Take a look at the inside of here. Oh, man. Look at that thing. Really love the white and blue one. When they had first sent me an email asking, I saw this white and blue one, and immediately this was definitely love the colors on this thing. So let's go ahead and get the packaging out here and see what we got. All right, so first things first, we got a random package. Oh, we got the dual motor mount accessory in here, the setup for the dual motors on here. Now, they did tell me that they would be sending a separate package with all the accessories and some other stuff. So I don't know if they're sending me the whole other setup for doing the dual motor mount. I hope so, because I definitely would like to do that on here, but they already did include the dual motor mount. Now, we got the controller over here. Kind of cool. They did some green trim on this one, but this is, I believe, from what I've understood, these are made by Dumbo. There's one of their controllers that they have put together, and honestly, like most of the other Dumbo controllers, these things just work great. I'm honestly really happy with the stock controllers that they've been providing with Rlaarlo's now. Like them, got the great feel to them, great size, and the distance is great. So, got no really complaints on a controller. Now, I'm wondering what button on here. I'm guessing maybe it's one of the controls under here that adjusts the wing. So, but we'll get the batteries in here and check it out, find out. All right, let's go ahead and get the car out of here. Take a look at that beauty. Not always the best part. Don't want to bust the mirrors off here. So we can bring the front up. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, it is honestly, I don't think anybody can hold a candle to Rlaarlo's packaging and the cars and designs that they're putting together. Now, I know a lot of people might say, well, you know, there's other street cars and stuff, but I mean, not too many companies out there right now are actually, you know, doing some innovation. Even some of the major manufacturers, as many of you guys know, I mean, they're throwing cars out there, but, you know, it's the same car with a different wrapper, but I'm curious to see what the insides of this one look like compared to the AK917 also. We're going to compare them side by side and see what the differences are. Obviously, there's, you know, a huge difference in body, wheels, the rear wing, and some different stuff. But I'm going to get the rest of the stuff out of the box real quick, and we'll check out the rest of the stuff. All right, well, besides the car and the controller and obviously the dual motor mount setup, we got our normal packaging in here, and looks like we got, I think, some Velcro straps and a whole ton of different gears, some different spurs, pinions, and of course some tools, zip ties, and some other miscellaneous parts in here, and of course some cool stickers. And we got a whole sticker pack, I think, for the body, so you can obviously number up your body and all that cool stuff. And also, there's this, which I don't know. Rlaarlo, to our most valued guests. What is this? Oh, that's pretty cool. Got a nice little bottle opener. See what it says on there, Rlaarlo. Make special products for special you. AK, yeah, that's really cool. It's a nice bottle opener. I think it's got a magnetized on the backside too. Let's see. Yep. Magnetic too, so you can stick it right to your fridge. All right, well, there's also a little letter in here. Just kind of a little thank you letter and stuff like that. But at any rate, guys, enough of that. Let's take the body off this thing and check out the inside. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look under the hood here and see what she looks like. And I get the first looks at this thing. Well, not the first looks, but my first looks. So it does have a set of headlights built into the front of it there. You can plug into your receiver. The battery that does come with it is a 3300 milliamp 2S 35C LiPo. This car does have 120 amp ESC along with a 3900 kV brushless motor. And this is a full carbon fiber version. Now, on the 917, I did not have or ever get to see or run the carbon fiber version. The one they had sent me was the aluminum alloy one. So a lot of stuff on this one is definitely new to me as far as the layout and all of it. But like I said, this is full carbon fiber chassis on here. It looks beautiful. And really liking the look of it. Also has a carbon fiber top brace. And I like that they did, when they look, running their wires from front to rear for lights and stuff like that, they're not just hanging out. They're covered with a wire covering and sheathing to help protect that stuff so it's not rubbing. Just the little touches like that that really make a difference. Some other things to note here, got a nice size receiver box on here, so depending on if you want to change out your receiver and put a different controller on it, you definitely got plenty of room for that. Also, they got away from using plastic servo arms. They actually got an aluminum servo arm on there, a nice beefy one. Curious to see what the servo speed and the torque is on that. Does have a set of rear lights, and as you can see right there is the servo arm controlling the controllable, I keep wanting to say active wing, but it's not a true active wing, but it's a fully adjustable wing. So, depending on your speeds and as you're increasing speeds, you can adjust that to help lower or increase wind drag. I think my best description for the inside of this car is everything is just very clean, very nicely laid out, really well put together. Also, it does have a full steel center drive shaft system with the bearing there in the center, steel front and rear cups. We have an aluminum adjustable servo saver, and let's see what else. A lot of the arms and some of the springs and stuff look similar to the 917. We're going to kind of compare them. Not that it matters, because it is definitely a very different and just an awesome looking car. But let's go ahead and throw a battery on here and see what the electronics sound like. Real quickly, I figure I'd let anybody that wants to check out any specific specifications on this thing. You can go ahead and pause the video, but it's got like your vehicle size, wheelbase, grind clearance, your front and rear tires, your battery tray size, which is always important to know, depending on what light bulbs you want to try and fit in there. But anybody that wants to pause it and check out the parameters, now's your time. Just real quick, also, I wanted to show you guys some of the pictures and information in here on the dual motor mod setup. They got either the dual 60 amp, the dual 120 amps, your different motors. And this setup just looks mean. Really love, you can really personalize this car, your colors, your layouts. This thing just looks awesome, guys. If I end up getting this setup for this car, I'm honestly really excited to try the dual motor mod setup on this car and get it converted and give it a good rip, because I think it'll be a lot of fun, and this thing should probably fly. All right, well, I got some batteries in the controller here. We'll go ahead and get this thing turned on. Now, I'm curious to see under here. So here is the channel 5 knob right here. I'm guessing this is what controls the wing, which we're going to find out here in a moment. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. The wing immediately leveled out itself. So I'm curious how this wing actually works. I was told it wasn't an active wing, but now I'm kind of wondering. Now this is with the stock battery in here. It's not even charged up. It's just out of the box. So still got a lot of pep to it. Now let's go ahead and check out this rear wing. Oh yeah, there it goes. Show you guys here real quick. So as you turn your channel 5 knob here, you completely control the wing, which is awesome. So if you're trying to do some slower passes, some test passes, you can turn it down, create a little more wind drag. And then once you're ready for that full wide open pass, you can drop her down and let her fly. So the steering definitely is very nice and smooth and reactive. It's great. You can also turn down your steering rate, obviously. And I like doing that on all my cars whenever I'm doing speed runs and stuff like that, is turning down your steering rate, so that obviously the wheels move and turn a lot slower. Or you can obviously crank it all the way up if you're just out there having some fun drifting around and got tons of reaction times. So definitely feels great. And I want to show you guys, as far as the delay that some people have on cars, and I'm honestly really surprised. I'm not really noticing any delay on the controller. So it definitely seems very reactive on here. And I can't wait to take this thing and give her its first rip. We're going to take it out, of course, on its first maiden run. probably on 3S or 4S, and take it out and give it a good pass. Maybe we'll do 2S pass and build our way up and just see what the speeds are with each battery. But inevitably, my hopes and goals are to do the dual motor mod setup in here and just see what she's got. Another thing is this ESC fan definitely is cruising. I mean, it's definitely drawing some air, so which is great, because obviously when you're doing speed runs, you need the ESC and motor to stay cool. There is not any fan on the motor currently, but they did send me a fan and, a heat sink for a motor, so I'll probably be installing that on this car. It'd be a great opportunity, and it was already green, and it'll match the rest of the car. And when I say match the rest of the car, it'll be all the green accessories to convert this thing over to the dual motor mount. Some other fun little features that I'm just realizing on here that, whenever you hit your brake, you actually get a brake light. Again, I don't remember if the 917 had this on there whenever these other models were out, because I didn't have one of those models, so I wasn't able to find out. But it does have a nice little rear diffuser. I like that it's very limited back here. There's not a ton of plastic everywhere. It's a very clean, just nicely stretched out car. And I love the width of the chassis. There's tons of room in here to be able to move these batteries over, do the dual ESCs, because they have on that setup with the battery standing on end out here on the side, which is why they give you Velcro straps. So she's fully ready to get the dual motor mod set up, and I'm pretty excited to do that. Now, obviously, with speed runs, you're going to have to go to some different tires. When you start hitting, especially above 60 mile an hour and above and 100, you've got to go with a set of good foams, because the rubber tires, they blow off the rims. They look great, but as far as for doing some actual speed rips, definitely got to go with the foams on here. But these tires look cool just for maybe ripping around the house here and drifting around and having some fun. But that's what I'm really curious about. I'd love to take this thing out today and give it a good rip. But unfortunately, like I told you guys before, my work schedule is just crazy, so I'm having very limited time right now. But I wanted to get this thing out of the box, check this new car out, and let you guys check it out for anybody that might be interested in one. And of course, they will be sending me a link for this car, so if you guys are interested in picking one up, it helps out the channel. Down in the description, you can grab one through the link on there and get yourself a little discount also. One other side note, I know on the 917, I heard a lot of guys having the issues with the reception, with the antennas on the carbon fiber. Now they have a single antenna coming out of the receiver box on this car. So I'll be curious to see what the reception and distance is like with this setup. So I keep noticing little things here and there, and I'm just trying to make sure I let everybody know everything that I'm seeing here. So with this antenna, it actually pulls out, and it's a very long antenna. And they also provide, sorry, just knocking aside here, the tubing, which then you can then put on, which I don't know how much this antenna you want. I probably don't want all of that, but you can add the tube on here and extend the antenna at the top of the car. You just have to put a hole in the body, because I don't see one there, but that's always easy enough to do. And that way it helps get you a lot better reception. All right, well, as promised, we're going to do a little side-by-side here of the AK917 and the new 787. As you guys can tell, I kind of gave the 917 a little body or facelift after the speed runs and the runs I did on it and the crashes. It got a new body and some tires and some other miscellaneous bits and pieces. But let's take a look immediately at the front here. So the front foam and front body mod system is different. The shocks, they look, yeah, I believe they're the same shock setup. Now, this one has the aluminum upper front shock tower. This one has carbon fiber. The center support system is a little different. Obviously, here's the carbon fiber. This is the way that the other one, but this isn't real carbon fiber. This is a layover on plastic. Now, also, as you see, huge receiver box in here compared to this one. Now you can actually keep your receiver inside, tucked away where it belongs. Also, this one had the plastic servo arm, which is nice now if they want the aluminums, keep those things from stripping out. Obviously, there's a massive difference between these two. Obviously, this is a lot beefier setup than the 917 I received. But I mean, obviously, ESC sizes, motor sizes, very similar setup with as far as ESC placement and your power switch. And let's take a look at the rest of it. Okay, as far as length and width, they are definitely the exact same length of car, minus they is a little bit longer with the rear wing on here, which is just awesome that you can actually control that now. It's not just a fixed wing like the 917 was, where she just had these pieces on the back you could take off or remove. Really nice that they added that. As far as width-wise goes, just looking at the front, they definitely look like they're the exact same width. As you guys can tell, if you look at it here real slow, I kind of do a slow pan over. There's much of the car is similar. It looks like they're using the same differentials and shock tower setups and all of that. But, there's just changes. And it could be different changes depending on the carbon fiber to the aluminum. Because, like I said, the 917 was the aluminum version. And obviously, this is the carbon fiber version, which is also wider. And it's nice because you automatically have this wider platform for the batteries. Because as you guys can tell on this setup, doing a dual motor setup really isn't possible, especially with the larger ESCs. So I know when you do the dual motor mod, this gets spun, so both ESCs are facing the same direction. And let me see if I can show you a picture real quick what I seen of that. Yeah, this was the first picture I seen. As you guys can see, the batteries are up on sides, and both ESCs look like they're facing the same direction. The servo then gets mounted on top, which is kind of interesting. The servo gets pulled out of there, and it gets mounted on the top right in here. From what I see, definitely get some major changes in the receiver then. Okay, so if you go to the dual motor mod setup, basically you're taking your receiver out of this box, mounting it over here, and then mounting the servo up on top up here. Basically, you allow for the ESCs and everything to shift forward a little bit. So it's up to you, if you want to do, the dual motor mod setup. Like I said, we're going to run this thing in the stock setup here, get some passes on. I do have a set of foams I'm going to put on here because I don't really feel like dealing with rubber tires flying off the rim. So we're going to put the foams on here for even its first speed runs. But many differences, a lot of changes. But I'm excited, guys. I had a ton of fun with this car, doing the speed runs and passes on it. And I just had a good time. So I'm excited to take this one out, the new setup, and see how she flies. Definitely, a lighter setup than the aluminum and this body. I mean, come on. This whole body setup just looks amazing. Definitely really love the body setup and the design on this car, no doubt. But are they similar? Yes. Are there a lot of changes? Also, yes. So as many cars, as they evolve, they make tweaks, changes, and move things around. But it's cool that they put together a car that you can do a dual motor mod setup on it, which is just awesome. All right, everybody. Well, I'm not going to make this video much longer. Just wanted to get a little unboxing video and kind of going over this car and checking it out. And kind of do a little side-by-side with the 917 because I was kind of curious what all changed and, the different layouts. But definitely a big thank you again to Rlaarlo for sending this out to me. I appreciate it a lot. And we're definitely going to have some fun taking this thing out and giving her some rips and some good speed run passes and see how she runs. And I hope you guys come along for the ride. But again, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. But that's going to do it for today. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.